Everyone, I'm Ewan, and you are joining me for the very first CV upgrade. I'm going to try this, and I have put out a note to followers saying who would like me to publicly try and upgrade their CV. And Mark responded very swiftly, and Mark is also a subscriber on TikTok, and he sent me over his CV and said, "Yes, please have a go, have at it." So my format, my plan here is across a period of time, 15 minutes, half an hour, I don't know. Just me, I am going to take Mark's CV, I'll put it on screen, show you that, and I'm going to create a completely new version of his CV. Now, I'm not going to do the whole thing, but I'm going to show what I mean when I'm thinking upgrade, and I've got some degree of game here in that for the longest time I've been doing live broadcasts, specifically on TikTok, TikTok lives, and a few YouTubes, one Twitch, where I've been talking through CVs, and people will send in their CVs, and I'll then give some perspective on how I feel they could be better. They could be even better. Now, the challenge here is there is no right answer. And so take everything you see me doing and saying with a pinch of salt, right? Because fundamentally, the only person that should be deciding what is in and on your CV and how it looks and how it functions is you, right? Nobody else. Uh, so I'm saying that because I I know if anyone watching has an opinion, that it's probably not going to be the same as mine, right? This is how it goes, and I see this regularly in TikTok, in the lives there where someone says, no, I would never do that. You can't you can't do that. So it's one view, and it's intended. This is intended as a an exercise to follow along and see how I'm thinking. Again, it doesn't mean it's right. It's just a view. I'll explain why I think it's a view to consider, but it doesn't mean it's right. Okay, so no guarantees here. Now, what else do I need to say? I think that's it. Right, let's go. Now look, if you are following live, you can ask me a comment and I'll happily say hello. If you but otherwise I'm going to just do this myself. That's a point I did want to make in that I have been thinking about having the individual with me, and I have done that a few times. We did that recently on a TikTok in a live, and that was good. It was okay, but I think it might be quicker and more effective if I just do it myself without anyone listening. Let's see how we go. I'm gonna try it. Okay, so first off, let's share screen. Let's have a look at Mark's CV as it stands. So thank you for playing along, Mark. And Mark has given us his approval for us to have a look at his CV publicly. He's taken all of his contact information off before sending it. So thank you, Mark. Right. Okay. So now we've got his CV here. Let me just make that a little bit bigger and wider so we can see. So it's the 4 pages. Now, beware that he's taken off his contact information and so on. So it's the formatting is often sometimes a little bit off when people do that, which is standard. Okay, so he's starting with this is his name. He's a QA technician, and he's starting with an overview here. Then he's putting his key skills here and highlighting audit trained, then on to career history, and here we are. These are the details. Now, I've immediately got some opinions, so we'll talk through those. Okay, there we go. So this is his CV. He's been, as you can see, he's been in work for quite a while. He came out of college, 06, so June, yeah, June 08, 2008. So he's got quite a bit of experience. Um, and then his most recent role, professional role, if we're not counting Tesco. So he's been working in Tesco from 2007 to 2018, and then from January 18, he started with Terumo Aortic. There we go. Right. I presume, yeah, he's the education. There we go. Fine. Gotcha. Right. So now let us begin. So, Mark, let's begin with a critique. A critique. In that, obviously, we've got no contact details on it. That's perfectly fine, but we'd be expecting to see that. The initial thing, if I zoom out a little bit, the initial thing is you're using a. I do like white space. It's nice, right? But I would encourage you to really begin to compact this down a little bit. The overview here, I think, is good, but the challenge I have with these overviews is a lot of the time, individuals, I feel, because this is what I do, and my colleagues tell me, a lot of the time, individuals are skipping past these kind of summaries. If I've got time, if the CV reviewer, if the hiring managers, because there's a whole lot of different individuals reviewing your CV, right, as it goes through the organization, if the hiring manager or if the recruiter, internal, external, if they've got time, then I think it would be natural for them to glance through, scan through. You do the 5 to 10 second scan, but then if they've only got a few handful of CVs, they'll probably sit and read through, right? The issue is if you're submitting your CV and there's 40 CVs or 150 CVs. There's a chap, Andreas was in my TikTok live the other day, and he was explaining that he's a recruiter and he just spent the whole day looking for a particular role, and he read through 150 CVs. And yeah, that when you're going through 150 CVs, your mindset changes very quickly on, right, just the facts, get me to the experience, how good are you, what is it you do. So we'll look at that. The key skills, I don't know. My preference is not to begin with that. People do love to hold on to those skills sections, so I always say, oh, stick it at the end, right? But I like those skills to come across very, very quickly, really quickly in the experience. That's how I like to do it. So nice style. I like clean and clear. The challenge I've got here, I don't tend to want to read narrative. So if I zoom in a little bit here, okay, we've got it's a wall of text, right? And that is the risk here, right? Because it's difficult to scan. And when we say scan, we just mean someone just going, if they've printed it out. You're lucky if they've printed it out. In today's world, rarely are they printing out. It's Andreas. If using Andreas as an example again, what he was highlighting is he was telling everybody on the chat, this is what you get. This is what this bit here. Probably to key skills to this line, just to that line. That's what he's typically looking at. And if the information, the top half of that first page, if that is looking promising, then he's going to read on. But otherwise, there are some substantial risks about not formatting your CV in a way that recruiters can parse quickly. Okay, right. So we've had a look at Mark. Nice. Let me stop sharing. And now I'm going to open up Word. Here we go. And blank document. So I'm starting from scratch. Okay. Let's get that ready. Share screen, window, Word, bang. So hello there, guys. Right, let me just do some initial messing around. I'm just going to see if I can select all, and let's see what that looks like if I bring it in. Okay, shocking, but it's fine. Right, so we've now got it in here. Okay, and then let me just zoom a little bit so you can begin to see how I'm doing this. Right. Okay, now, first thing I'm going to do is I've got the ruler, so I'm looking at the ruler. I'm just going to give us a little bit more space here at the top, and then a little bit more on the bottom. Okay, yeah. And then I think will I pull it left? I'll pull it left a little. It just gives a little bit more space. Not that bit there. I want to move the whole. Oh dear, where's it? Come on. Oh, it's been a while since I've used this particular. I'll do that. I'll do it in a minute. Fine. Right. Let's stay there. So first off, we're going to start with the guy's name. So Mark Jarvis. Okay. Now it looks like he's got lots of spacing in here, or however. Right. Fine. And I'm going to make his name nice, quite big there. Okay, Mark Jarvis. Yeah, good. All right. And in fact, I'm going to put it up even further here. Okay, good. And then I'm going to put in some contact details, some fake contact details. So I'm going to put plus. I think he's in the UK, so we'll say 7, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then I'm going to do, in fact, I'll have two spaces. Then I'm going to have mark.jarvis at 012 at gmail.com. Just making this up. Let's just give it an extra space here. And that's been linked, but I'll take the I'll keep the link in. Keep the link in, fine. And then what else do I want? I want LinkedIn. So I'll say LinkedIn Mark Jarvis 02. Let's assume that's his LinkedIn, and we'll hyperlink that as well. So linkedin.com in Mark Jarvis 02. Okay, just playing. Right, so there we go. That's our header. Now let's just make that bold. Okay, I'm happy. So now I think that's nice and clean and clear. Right, we see recruiters often, external recruiters are often taking your contact details off, and even internally sometimes they'll take the contact details off because they don't want to be, there's an information issue there about distributing stuff all over the place, so they often will just take this out. So there we go. It doesn't mess up the format at all. It does if you've got some beautiful design thing when the recruiter just takes your contact section off. It can look dramatically different. So give some thought to that. So that's why I like think everything really nice and simple, straightforward. So Mark Jarvis, good, right. Now he's a senior QA technician. Now one of the things you can do if you want to just brand yourself is do senior QA technician. Now how's that going to look if I put it in bold? I think that's all right. I'm tempted to bring it up to 22. Yeah. Maybe I'll take the bold. We could even do it this way. Yeah, okay. And then if I take this off, I'm just playing. Can I get it onto one line? Maybe I could try. I could make LinkedIn could be the hyperlink, but okay, let's just put. I'm looking at what I quite like is to have what you are, especially if you have a particular role that you are around your industry, like senior QA technician. I think it's a good idea to have that, right? Just nice and clean and clear for people to see it. So I'll leave it there. Something like that. I think something like that. Okay, right now Mark has got his a results-driven professional, all that jazz. Great. I don't like that. I like to just go straight in. So I'll just dump that. I'll get rid of that. Key skills. I'm going to get rid of that for the minute. We'll come back to that. And then career history. Don't want that. Okay. So now we're building it. Okay, we could do a two-liner. I don't like wasting people's time, right? I like to get to your experience because that's typically what counts. I like to get that quickly, right? So let me pick it off his CV again and say, I'll just take. I'm gonna make this into a two-liner. Let me try and bring it in again. Okay. So results. So I'm gonna senior. Okay, actually, I'll take this out here. I'll put it here. Senior QA technician with 10 plus years experience. Now that might not be quite accurate because he's a decade of employment history. So Mark, you need to check that because I don't think that's entirely accurate, but something like this. Now that's interesting. Now I didn't notice a typo in the PDF, but now we can see it here. I'm using Grammarly to help out. I'm sure Word would have picked it up. Okay, senior technician with 10 years experience. Okay, since 20. Okay, so yeah, technician focused with focused experience or something experience in the quality. Actually, with ISO 26, like that was really important to him. This experience standard. Okay, so let's say ISO 13485 to 2016 standards with experience ensuring adherence to ISO 2016 standards for several leading organizations in the something space ecosystem market, something like that, right? Is there anything else? The rest of it. Everybody says, positive attitude, results driven. Everybody says that. As a when you're reading, I'll just say technology in the technology ecosystem. There we go, and then we can go. There we are, right? So Mark, my aim with all this is to send Mark back a Word document, this Word document that I'm working on, and then it's over to him to just play with it, see what he thinks. Right? This is inspiration from Mark. I'm not suggesting I'm completely rewriting his CV. That's a serious commitment, and I need Mark here if I was doing that. Okay, right. So now let's move. So we've done our overview, right? And I've got the key bit. And from my point of view, I think the key thing that anyone hiring Mark's going to want to know is, do you know what this particular thing is? Because he's a senior QA technician. I like the fact that we've got that in here. That's the first thing you can read straightforward. Brilliant. Okay, now DXC Technology. This is the name of the company. And then we're going to go on the right. I like the dates here. So this is August 2024 to present. Okay, now let's just make sure that's okay, fine. And then DXC Technology, my standard is going to be what? Let me have a think. Is that too big? 16 is quite big. I think maybe, well, why don't we try 15? That might be too big, but we'll see how we get on, right? DXC Tech. So I want the company in bold. That's too big, I think. Let's go down one down. Let's go to 14. Okay, I like the company to be nice and big. That's typically the brand that people are searching for. And if people don't know what DXC is, then in your industry, then you should explain what they are. Okay, but then let's go quality engineer. Okay, that's the job title. Okay, now let's have a look. So what have we got here? Collaborate with quality and operations teams, develop and enhance process. So this is what takes the time, right? But we'll start immediately with bullet points. Okay. Let's just make sure it's all white, wrapping properly. Okay, then so I'm going to just use. He's given me sentences. Now, do you remember they were simply narrative form, which is quite difficult to scan. Implementing, what's this? Improvements in. Okay, so there we go. In and then monitor. Let's go. Okay, so it's interesting, Mark, that you actually got bullet points here. Right, this is quite cool. Yeah, but they weren't immediately visible because it was all a big, massive, long paragraph. So I'm going to put them out here, and then we'll just make sure that everything's corrected. Okay, because one thing we do not want are typos. Absolutely don't want, especially when we've got ISO, ISO audit standards, Mark. Right. Okay, so collaborate. Let's just fix the typos here. Analyze. It's wanting me to do the S because I'm British. Successful. Okay, right. So now all I've done, Mark, is taken your bullet points and put them in. Now let's have a look at that. So your paragraph. If I say so myself, I like that. Okay, now I know it's me speaking here. Okay, but I like how that's looking. Right, I like. Oh, here we go. Now I can make it wider. Yeah, I've been hunting trying to find that wide. Okay, so that's just. I like it to be a little bit wider, just like that. Okay. I like this, Mark. What do you think? Okay, I find it clean and clear, right? So I'm going to do the same with the rest. Let's just get the rest done, okay? So Thermo Fisher Scientific, scientific. There we go. And what do we say? I think we said 14, was it? 14 bold. Yeah, bold. 14. Okay, now I'm going to come across to, and then we don't want move back to 12, which is a standard here, and that is March. Just don't make me do this kind of. Just see what Mark's done here. 03, right? 0322. I'm like, what's 03? I'm busy trying to get my caffeine starved brain to think what is 03 March, right? So March. Let's just. I'll write it out first. March. So we're typically going to be short like that. Mar to Jul 2024. Okay, right. Now we don't want it that size, so we'll go down to 12. Take off the bold. Um, mm, mm, mm. Okay, let me just check is that in line? Yeah, that's in line. So our dates are always there. Fine, I'll take that out. He was a senior QA quality assurance technician. Now, right. I'm spelling it out here, but you can make it QA if that is better, if that's more sensible. Mark, like, what does the market think? Okay, so now let's get our bullet points moving again, and we've got a few. Let's just sort out these spacing issues here. In Shinaza, I am okay with bang bang. Okay, right. So off. Okay. So bear with me while I'm getting all this in compliance with ISO. Bang bang bang. Next bullet point, because we're going to come through these bullet points and we're going to sort those out. I wanted to say hi. So, hello there to Ozar. How are you doing, Ozar? Are you well? Sorry, I was a bit late there. I'm 3 minutes late. I wasn't paying attention to chat. I'll move my brow so I can see. Good to see you, Ozar. Hello. And I'm doing Mark's CV. So play along here. Seamless issues. There we go. Right. Okay, and then I'll just need to format this all nicely as much as we can get here. I'm just doing it the quick, simple way here. Now let's just try and find a break. Okay, so there's a bit. So Mark, I think you've done well here, right? I thought, oh no, there's a wall of text here in these paragraphs, but actually, this is, I think, it should be quite easy to begin to upgrade your bullet points, right? So the first thing I'm doing is sorting out the style, in my view, right? I look at it's just my doesn't mean it's right. Okay, and there is a strong risk that if I do any more of these, Mark, they're all going to look the same. Okay, here we go. Right, attention. Now you'll see I'm using Grammarly here, and it's really quite effective and quick. It's just I haven't got the premium version. It's just a free version. Okay, here we go. Now, if you're watching this later on, of course, I'm gonna I'll do the kind of I'll speed on. But anyone watching along, like Ozar, it's this is just bear with me while I'm doing all the formatting here. Right, yeah, let's sort that out, and then the smooth, and then the smooth, and then meeting consistently meeting by right. My leadership within the team, great. So we need to talk about that because I didn't know you were a line manager. A training fellow. Okay, fine. Right. So leadership within the team. Okay, fine. Understood. Right. Let's just zoom out a bit here. See. So there's thermal. Now all I've done is I've just put in the bullet points. No, sorry. These are just sentences. Right. Wait, I contribute. Here we go. Bang. There we go. So that's all the sentences there for Thermo Fisher done and added in. Okay. Let's now come down to Terumo. So this is Terumo aortic. And then let's go over here. So it's first, so Jan 2018 to March 2022. Okay. Just make sure I'm in the right. Oh no. Okay, so I just need to, I want to make sure that these dates are aligned correctly. So it's always consistent. I think I could probably, because I have got more space now, I can probably move it all. Yeah, I can I get, I can get, that's going to work, I think. Great. So, great. Just checking. 14, 14. Yeah, fine. Good. Okay, then I might need to change that in a minute. Let's just go 14. And then, yeah, I will need to change that. Then make that bold. Take that back. Here we go. So, job title was In Process Inspector. Okay. Fine. And then let's swap into bullet points. So again, I'll fast forward this if you're watching along at home later on. Here we go, because we're going to get to the exciting bit, which is the bullet points. The really important bit, actually. Okay. So I hope the formatting is helping you. You can see how I'm doing it. Just doesn't mean it's right. I've just got years of writing for committees and CEOs and people that you know, I know this particular format will work for some execs. Doesn't mean it's preferred by many or everyone, right? It's just I just like this kind of clean and clear format. So Tesco, I don't think they need to get Tesco, and then we're going to go all the way over here, and that is 6, which is John 2007 to 5 May 2018. And then let's just make this bold, and then 14. Okay, there we go. Right, and retail assistant, great. And then let's just fill in these in my role at Tesco. I excel at. Blah, blah, blah. There we go. Now this is why when it's useful to not have Mark or anyone with me while I'm just doing all this boring stuff, because it's quite boring. But then later on it'll be quite. I am slightly concerned about how this is going to work without Mark here. So I'll often do this kind of stuff when I'm talking in one-to-ones. It's quite useful to the person there going no, yes, you know, and so on. Education qualifications. So actually, I'm going to make that. I'll say education. Bang. James Watt College. Let's go James Watt. And then that was we'll maintain the same. So 06 is June 2008 to August 2007. Okay, nah, that's Og, not Og. Og. Yeah, there we go. Brilliant. Okay. And this is what was it you were? Okay, so interest. Then I need qualifications. Qualifications. Because there's clearly something about the no, what so during my pursuit, what your national certificate in computing so that what you got was a national certificate in computing and IT. So where's James? I'm just going to Google James Watt College. I'm presuming that's one in double T I've got. If it is that right one, let's pretend. Okay, so we'll go to James Watt College, and then I'll say Birmingham. Okay. Right. And then you got a national certificate in computing and IT. So nothing else. It's just generic. Okay, yeah, education. The curriculum, mathematics. Fine. Okay. Qualifications. Now, what qualifications? So education, then qualifications. There's some ISO thing. What aren't you? You know. I'm looking to see what if that is a I don't know if it's a qualification or it's just something that you know how to do. Let's assume there is a ISO qualification. Okay, there we are. I mean, we could probably do education and qualifications, but I'm keeping that. So James Watt College, that should be in. Let's go for 14 to maintain the consistency. Why is that not working? We got both. Yeah, no, I don't like that format. Sorry, I need to think. I will think on that. Right. Okay. Interests. I don't know if I care about Polish. Nice. Right. And references. Yeah, we all know this. So if you're gonna have interests, I think you have to have more than that. I don't. Do you need interests? You know what? I'm gonna take it off. Yeah. Okay. I'll just say education and qualifications. If there's because that's your national certificate is probably okay. You can see there's no right or wrong answer here. I'll just something like that. We're just expecting something like this. Okay, right. So now we are on 2 pages so far, Mark. Right, 2 pages. Now, Mark did have a load of skills. Let me just go back and look at what skills he had said. Yes, because he has said. Let me just bring that over. Let's just put these down the bottom here. So I remember. These were skills that he has suggested. So working with customers in audit format, software applications, SME, okay, internal, okay. What I will do is then just say ISO 13485. Could I say ISO training, ISO standards training, and then I'm going to say you are something like this. I don't know. Is there anything else? So, Mark, this is where I'll be saying, look, what did you get? What was it? Did you get a certificate? Something? What? Say more, right? So I put that out. And you see, that's non-standard there. It's within the qualifications section. Driving license. I don't know if that. I mean, does that matter to anybody nowadays? I don't know if it does. SME within the current team. We're going to show that in your experience. Comfortable with various software applications. I mean, you can write software. Excel, Office, fully versed. Microsoft Office. I don't like putting this stuff down because I don't think it matters. Yeah, think on that, Mark. You choose. Okay, fine. You could give some dates for when you were trained, if it was very formal or whatever. Let's just sort out this cleanliness, shop floor, around the store, to enhance colleagues, there we go. Customers, serving customers in a friendly manner. Okay, any other contribute to actively contribute to meeting quality? Yeah, fine. This Grammarly is quite useful for this stuff here. Okay, anything else? In Shannon is the location. Fine, right. Okay, so there we go, Mark. Let's what are you thinking? So step one, let me just most important thing, let me just press save, right? And let's have that in the download section. Mark Jarvis, demo CV format, downloads. Okay, fine. Now what I'm going to do is see if we can make these a little bit better. Okay, so even better is the phrase. Let me just have a little drink here. A little bit of caffeine. Let's get moving. Okay, so quality engineer. I'd probably be prompting you, senior. Can we say senior? What is it? Is there any way we can make quality engineer correctly? We are not lying, okay? But we also want to make sure we're presenting the best possible reality, because sometimes when it comes to job titles, they are made up by the company, and I've seen this often where you're just given some crazy job title because it's the one that it went on the form, and then before you know it, that's in the contract. Before you know it, that's the one that's on your payslip, and that's the one that you're now referred to. And then a lot of people think, oh right, I've got to put that as my job title on my CV. No, you have to put something that makes sense, because internal company job titles are not official. They're not official. There's no such thing as official, right? It's describe what were you, right? So often especially when I'm doing one-to-ones, I'm like, no, you were data analyst. That's no, I was a information processing. Okay, look, that's what everybody refers to that as data analyst. Oh, right. So we put data analyst. Okay, so we're not trying to be creative. What we want to make sure is that every job title is one that other people are aware of and can understand. So use industry standards if you can, right? Because sometimes you can see individuals going, what is this? And it's just some made up job title that it's not real. It's just that's what your company called you for whatever reason, right? So we'll go for quality engineer. Fine. Collaborate with. So what we want here are doing words. So what I'm going to do on this section here, I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna upgrade it as much as I can without knowing the detail and without Mark being here. So let's give that a go. So I'm going to have some doing words, and I'm going to have a format where to help people scan down and look for keywords that are interesting and relevant. Because at the moment, there is a risk that this is all a wall of text. That's the risk, right? It's a lot of text coming at us here, okay? We've made it a bit better because previously it was just a one big long paragraph, okay? So bullet pointing it is useful. Okay. Now I want to summarize, and I want to do this kind of. So here's the format, right? This is the format we want. So something like let's just think. Collaborate with quality and operations teams to develop and enhance processes, touch procedures, quality systems. Well, how do we summarize that? Collaborate with quality and operations teams, enhance processes to develop enhanced processes. Okay, so process improvement. Let's go for process improvement. Okay, stop. Right, bold. Okay, so I like two words, and this is process improvement, something that we're aware of. Okay, right now, I'd be then saying to Mark, okay, now how many processes have you improved from August to now? So that's half-ish a year. How many have you improved? And let's assume because see, this one just says collaborate, right, with quality and operations teams. Cool. Right? It's not giving me much, right? That is collaborate. Okay, what does that mean? Did you stand in the corner? Did you do anything? So we want outcomes here, right? So process improvement. So let's assume um, led the uh, quality improvement of 17 systems processes, right? This is where Mark, you need to come in and go, no, change, right? But I'm going to try and get the bullet point, in a way I like it, right? Led the quality improvement of 17, the improvement, led the improvement, supervised. Can we say supervised? Mark, again, I'm always looking to upgrade here, right? You correct us. Go, no, it was not supervised, right? But if it's valid, then we'll keep it, right? You always, Mark, you need to feel comfortable, okay? We're not lying at all. At the same time, continuing on CVs, people massively underplay, right? So it's not that they're inaccurate, or actually they are massively inaccurate with their CV. And this, on TikTok, I'm always on at people saying, "What? Why are you inaccurate?" They go, no, I'm not inaccurate. Yeah, well, yes, it is. You haven't mentioned the amount of projects. You haven't said what you've done. You weren't specific. That was inaccurate, right? So we want to make sure we are giving a very good picture of Mark. Okay, so supervise the quality improvement of 17 systems processes um, to uh, adhere ensure full adherence to ISO. I know I spelled adherence wrong. ISO. What is it? ISO what? ISO 13485 Bank 2016 standards. All ISO operating standards. There's something about client and ensure client satisfaction. Yeah, it's a bit weak, but there we go. Okay, there's one. Okay, fine. Right now, see, sometimes in a bullet point, you've got 6 or 7 different things you can pull out. What have we got here? Quality and operations team. So you're working with quality and operations team. So I need to make sure we've got that somewhere. Conduct internal audits. How many audits? I'll say conduct internal audits. Internal. Supervise. No, we're not implemented. Led. Actually, I'll say implemented here. Implemented. Then I'll go supervised. Supervise the internal audit of all of 22. I'm making this up again, right? 22 supervised. Let's say 22 individual internal audits of systems, machine, processes. This is where you want Mark here, right? To what? To verify and assure all applicable standards and requirements and processes are met. Something. Okay, good. Right now, let's go. So next, let's go evaluate workflows. So workflow efficiency, inefficiencies, implement process implement Process improvement, we've got inefficiencies. How many workflow focus, something like workflow focus. That's a bit weak, but workflow focus. Let's have workflow. I see these bullet points here. We want them to be ones that if you're scanning down, you go, wow, right? These are ideally their skills, their abilities, their things that are perhaps they're in the job, in the job spec for the new role, right? Just so that when people are scanning down, they go, oh wow, this Mark guy's good, right? And ensure, okay, right. So workflow focus, evaluated, so um, led the pro led the what led the workflow evaluation process with um, on yeah led the workflow brand evaluation process to what to identify led the workflow value led 16 independent individual, or I've done individual 16 workflow evaluation audits to workflow evaluations to to identify what was it, identify and remove remove inefficiencies and offer recommendations for quality production productivity, let's see, and cost improvements. Okay, right, 16 workflow, yeah. Now, I would ideally like to see some in the fish and offer management. Is that an extra space here? Workflow, yeah. Okay, and provide recommendations for quality, productivity, and cost improvements. Okay, right, now we're getting there. So verify compliance. Let me just, let's have another one. Standards compliance. Now I'm repeating myself, but that I think I might be repeating, but I'm going to try and let's see if we can try and get a little bit more. If you've got applicable standards, maybe that's standards compliance. Because I'm trying to think, what do you want? What keywords are you looking to see? You got quality engineer from DXC Technology, right? What keywords are we wanting to see here? So when you're thinking about how you're laying out your CV, think about how the format is. That's the summary. Okay, these two keywords to the summary, 2 or 3, but try and make it 2, right? 2, and the actionable ones. Then it starts with the bullet point starts with something actionable, something nice and doing. Okay, so implemented that, and then you want numbers or outcomes, something that's clear that what you've delivered here, right? So Mark will need to fill in these 16, 22, or whatever is appropriate, or rewrite it, or just use this as an inspiration. Okay, standards compliance. I think it could be quite useful, but we have mentioned applicable standards. Yeah, but I'm going to stick in something here at standards compliance. Responsible, right? Because we haven't used the word responsible yet. Let's do that. Responsible. Responsible for the review of all of all processes to ensure full compliance with international and with national and regulations and internal standard approaches of 22. I've got 20, yeah, of 26 processes. Responsible for the review of all of 26 processes to ensure full compliance with national. Yeah. Okay, good. Right now, monitor. So monitoring, something to do with monitoring. Right. Okay. Monitor. Monitor. What's monitor? What? Let's just take these ones out now. We've done You will come to that, right? Monitor and analyze quality performance. Yeah, quality performance. That's the quality performance. Right, can we have an, so we've got implemented up here, let's do another implemented. So implemented or directed or created, developed, how about developed? Developed, customized, there are 3 customized methodologies for reviewing and assessing the performance of the company's key processes, top 10 key critical processes, is to ensure ensure compliant standards. Okay, that needs to change. Okay, that needs to change. I've had right. Okay, and investigate product and production. Okay, so root cause analysis. Root cause analysis. So this is our first 3-word summary. So root cause analysis. Okay, then what are we doing here? Investigate. Led the investigation of and resolution of 7 critical. We got critical 7 key to ensure. Oh, wait. Off. Okay, we don't want that on 3. I want it on 2 lines. Develop customized methodologies for reviewing the RCS. Reviewing the. Okay, good. Right. Root cause analysis. Led the investigation, assessment, and resolution of 7 critical what? 7 what? What's he got here? Production. Yeah, 7 production issues arising from what? And suggested and supervised all corrective and remedial action on site. Something like that. Okay, right then we got the monitor quality, let initiatives, the documentation. Let's see. Can we have a documentation? ISO documentation or quality documentation, or data documentation. Something you want, like, nice keyword mark. So what's a nice keyword that would be nice here? But I'll call it data documentation, right? Quality, yeah, standards document. How about standards documentation? And then created and authored and so developed and authored. We got developed already. Authored. Where is it? Where's the author stuff? Document control processes. Yeah. Authored. Revised document control processes to ensure to create or to drive to improve the improve clarity, legibility, and what clarity, readability. It might be a say readability, clarity, readability, and something else, to ensure to deliver better outcomes. Right, I'm running out of energy now. Right, something like that. Deliver increased accuracy at every implementation stage, every key stage. Right. Okay. Yeah. Every manufacturing at each let's go, and readability quality. Okay, to delivering. Okay, so what you're seeing me do here, you might suggest you are being very, very creative. Yes, yes. And in some cases, I'm using management words here just to try and get some, buzzword bingo, basically, just to get some stuff out on the page. Document control processes, technical specifications. We haven't. Yeah, I like that. Author technical specificate. Yeah. Define technical specifications to prove clarity to prove clarity and increased accuracy for manufacturing. Right, there we go. Right, and to improve clarity, increase accuracy for manufacturing during manufacturing. I don't know if that's right. Okay, right, fine. Let's take that out. Then last one, conducting internal audits with the build rooms to highlight improvement. I don't know what a build room is. Okay, right. Build room review. Okay. Supervised. So how we do? Yeah, so we've got supervised here, but yeah, supervised, maintained, delivered, created, developed, supervised, led. I'll say supervised. All supervised. 6 in-depth internal audits within the company's build. Let's put that build rooms to develop or to create or to highlight resulting in 72 improvement suggestions and 15 15 quality observations. That's made some stuff up there, Mark. Right. Okay. Sorry. So what I've been doing here is just I have just been making stuff up. Right. So Mark, you'll need to go through this and just. But I'm making it up because I want it to sound good, and I'm trying to illustrate the kind of stuff that I'm aiming for. Right. So now when we're zooming out, I think this is looking really good. Now look, that's because this is me speaking here, Mark, right? Me giving my own opinion of myself. But what we want is something nice, clean, clear, and immediately hits the reader with the key. Yeah, if you scan down now, you can see some key. Hopefully, these are keywords, and these should be keywords that are relevant for anyone that's hiring a quality engineer or something like that, right? Okay. Then I've got some numbers in each of these things, right? So let me just zoom in again. Okay, I wanted to just make sure. So we've got numbers in each bullet point, right? So 16, right? Resulting in, we're always resulting in or delivered or what do I get? What do I get from, if I high Mark, what do I get? So this is what we're aiming to do here, right? Okay, so now I would then want Mark to repeat this all the way down, okay? Right, for each one. And then, yeah. Now, Tesco, I would say, should probably be two bullet points, okay, or one, right? We know what Tesco is, okay, and that you're not selling Tesco. Okay, I'm not hiring you because of your Tesco experience. Okay, which is nothing wrong with it. It's fine, right? And it's factual, right? But I'm hiring you because you're an ISO expert, right? Okay, a quality expert. So that's where we put our attention. Now you could even what I'm going to do. I am just going to say, let's just do cut and paste. There we go. Now let's assume this is your current role. I've just cut and paste this just so we've got some more to play with here, right? Let's do that. Okay, then Thermo Fisher. This over to you now, Mark. Right? Do you see how I was doing it? 2 words, something like 2 or 3 words. Yeah, we got root cause analysis here, right? And ideally, you've got a nice bit of space to talk about how to talk about that bullet point, these 2 words. Okay. I've deliberately left education qualifications. I've just summarized that. You can fill out, you can put skills back in, you can do as you wish here. We're on 2 pages at the minute. I think it would be quite nice. I think that's probably long enough for DXC, or maybe you take one out. I don't know, right? And then we get into Thermosign Fisher, and we want to know how good that was. Okay, that was 2 years. Okay, same again, and then Terumo Aortic, same again. Now I'd probably add a few more in here onto Rumo. Okay, but there we go. Right. So that's a finished article in the context of me playing along here. I'm gonna save that. Okay, send it over to Mark and say, look, here's what I was thinking. Something like this, right? Why? Let me just press stop there. So stop. Okay, stop sharing. So why I like that standard, I think it's clean and clear and simple. I like the fact you can scan it down the left. If you need to, you can scan down, go, oh, that's interesting, and then read the bullet point. I like the fact it looks clean and clear. How it looks is important. What else do I like? I like the fact it's in Word. Okay, because you can just cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste. You haven't got to worry about styling or anything. I'm using default Word style, as you saw. I'm using the standard Word font sizes. The only different font sizes are the company names and then Mark's name. So if you're cutting and pasting between CVs, because often you want to be tailoring your CV, you can go back into that one from that application and that one. And when you're cutting and pasting, there's no need to worry about formats. The whole thing just works. So yeah, there we go. Now, look, I hope you find some value in this, guys. I'm going to stop there. I was aiming for 30 minutes, but we're up to an hour now. I'm going to edit that down, see how we go. But thank you for playing along. Ozar, thank you for watching. And anyone else who's been watching along, that's been really good of you. And let's catch you later. Speak to you later. And watch out. You'll see some more from me soon. If you'd like to understand more about the things I've been doing, let me just show you. I'll share my browser with you just before we go. Where's my web browser? Chrome tab. James Watt College. Oh no, let me open the right Chrome tab here. Hold on, sorry. This one. Okay. And to all of our Twitch viewers, hi. Nice to see you. You're very welcome. And say hi. You can type hi if you want. Right now. So my website Highlander928. And if you want, you can buy my CV course. That's a whopping £20. If you'd like more detail, if you want a whole lot more detail on how I was laying things out, my thinking and so on, it's almost 4 hours of video chapters where I'm explaining breaking down each bit and explaining how and what I do when I'm looking at CVs. And you can also download the CV template as part of that. And I have a CV template first draft here. That's free, completely free, on the website there. Do have a look. And if you do want it, you can book a session with me as well. And all the details are there. I'll see you on TikTok, see you on Twitch, back again soon. Thank you for watching, guys. Catch you later. Bye-bye.